Improving your sleep may be one of the most powerful things you can do for your health. As an adult, you should aim between 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. Good sleep is one of the most fundamental pillars of health, alongside nutrition and physical activity.
I don't sleep 7 hours, I don't sleep 6 hours.
Okay.
So that's why I say, okay, this topic too, is not only the audience, going to help even the interviewer too.
Yes.
So
sleep is also essential for emotional regulation, decision making, and concentration and productivity. Modern technology has significantly changed our sleep habits.
Seriously.
Over time, chronic sleep deprivation can weaken the immune system and increase the risk of serious health conditions. The goal is not simply more sleep, but consistent, restorative sleep. No amount of caffeine, willpower, or productivity hacks can fully compensate for chronic sleep deprivation.
Are you aware that poor sleep links to heart disease, anxiety, depression, obesity, and reduced productivity? Yes, millions of people continue to treat sleep as an option rather than a necessity. A poor sleep, the silent health crisis hiding in a plain sight. Today, we will discuss the silent health crisis, poor sleep. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Wisdom for Exploits. I am your host, Bola Amore. Joining me today is an experienced advanced clinical practitioner, Madam Emilia, who will help us understand how poor sleep affects our physical health, mental well-being, and everyday life. Thank you for joining me today, Mama Emilia, on this talk show. How are you faring, Ma?
I am doing well. Better seeing you.
Nice to meet you too. Wonderful. Wonderful. Before we dive into our topic, what inspired you, Ma, to become an advanced clinical practitioner? And I know you're a pastor too.
Yes. So I have been a nurse for so many years. Let's say the list is about 38 years.
Wow.
I started as a RGN. I started as a theater nurse. I've done everything. So when I moved to United Kingdom, I trained initially from Ghana, and then I worked as a theater nurse mainly. So when I moved to the United Kingdom, I was sent to a respiratory ward. I became a specialist nurse. I became a respiratory specialist nurse. I worked in Southwest London, one of the biggest hospital, as a respiratory specialist nurse in clinic. First of all, as a sister on the ward, and then moved to the clinic. So after I've done that, I did specialist nursing for almost 10 years, more than 10 years. And then I decided to do my master's in nursing. And then I chose to do master's in advanced clinical practice.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so after I finished my master's, then I began to work as an advanced clinical practitioner. Yeah, looking at people, evidence-based, like being able to educate people evidently and give people knowledge about health. It's what drove me to become that.
Wow. Thank you so much, Ma. And you're a pastor. How do you navigate with those two?
Okay. We've pastored church for over 40 years.
Wonderful.
So we started in Ghana. We have branches in Ghana, and then we came to UK 20-something years ago, and then we started a branch also here. So we have two branches, one in North London and one in South London. So, first of all, I was assisting my husband, and then my husband decided to ordain me, with other people to ordain me. So I've been ordained for over 10 years as a reverend minister. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well done, Ma. More anointing. In Jesus' name. And once more, congratulations on your daughter's wedding.
Amen.
Congratulations, Ma. Okay, as I said, today we're going to be looking at the silent earth crisis. Poor sleep.
Yeah.
Poor sleep. Many people see sleep as a luxury rather than a necessity. Why is sleep so important for our overall health and well-being?
Okay. Before I answer that question, I just want to give it just a little bit of brief introduction to our, what we are going to talk about. Good sleep is one of the most fundamental pillars of health, alongside nutrition and physical activity. Yet, despite advances in medicine and technology, we are facing what many experts, describe as a silent health crisis. Millions of people are sleeping less, sleeping poorly, or living with undiagnosed sleep disorders.
Wow.
And the consequences extend far beyond feeling just tired. They affect, physical health, mental well-being, productivity, workplace safety, and even national health costs. So, understanding why poor sleep has become so critical. And if we are to address these growing public health challenges, then this is why I am just giving you this brief distance. So, as you said, I just want to say that sleep is not luxury. As I've said, it's a fundamental biological necessity, just like food, water, and even exercise. And during sleep, the body and brain undergo critical processes that support physical health, mental well-being, and daily functioning. And research has shown that adequate sleep strengthens the immune system. And if you have heard me talking most of the time, I talk about immune system, sleep, and that kind of thing. So I was so amazed that you brought this. And it helps regulate hormones. Sleep also helps regulate hormones. It supports our health, our heart health, and maintains healthy blood sugar levels, and allows the brain to consolidate memories and process information. Sleep is also essential for emotional regulation, decision making, and concentration and productivity. So, when people consistently get insufficient sleep, they face a higher risk of conditions such as obesity, diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, depression, anxiety, and even dementia in later life. And the WHO, the World Health Organization, and numerous public health bodies now recognize poor sleep as a growing public health concern. And what makes sleep unique is that no amount of caffeine, willpower, or productivity hacks can fully compensate for chronic sleep deprivation. Therefore, sleep should be viewed as not time lost, but as an investment in our health, performance, and safety and quality of life. And overall, sleep is the body's most powerful daily recovery mechanism. Without it, virtually every aspect of health and performance suffers.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a broad one. No. That's very broad. So let's say, for example, somebody that has been used to sleeping 3 hours for many years, and now they are growing up. So does it mean later in future they're going to experience some of these things you mentioned?
Definitely. Most of the time, there are so many factors that cause, that society, it has combined to cause this poor sleep increasingly commonly in our life. Especially, first of all, we live in a 24-hour culture where productivity is often valued more than even just rest. And many people work long hours, multiple jobs, okay, or irregular shifts, leaving less time for adequate sleep. So if people continue to not sleep well, they are going to get some of these conditions like obesity, like depression, irritability. Look at people who have not slept. Maybe people do extra jobs and that kind of, and they don't have time to sleep. They get very irritable. They get very irritable and insomnia. So it's very, very important that people find time to sleep.
So, Mama, does it really matter when you don't sleep in the night? Yeah. And you said, okay, if I can't sleep in the night, I can make it up in the day. So does it really matter the time of the day you sleep?
Okay, so it doesn't matter,
Okay.
but it does also matter. Because when we look at sleep, during nights, most of our bodies are regenerating. You know, even the liver, they said the liver at night, when you are asleep, that is where the liver is breaking down, your body cells are breaking down and that kind of thing. So yes, it doesn't necessarily matter as long as you have enough sleep. But you know, God has made sleep to happen in the night. That is where all the breakdown of our body cells and all those things happen. So I would say, even though it doesn't matter, but it also matters.
Okay.
That you have your sleep at night.
Okay. Because you've been a nurse for many years. So how do you manage your own sleep? Because, you know, majority of people do shift work.
Yeah.
Especially doctors and nurses. So how did they normally get on their feet again the next day and they keep doing what they're doing? Despite the fact majority of people, sometimes they go on night shift.
I spent most of my adult time working on night shifts because of children.
Okay.
Yes, because you know you in the night you go and work, and then the children, your partner takes care of the children, and then during the day you come, you make sure that they go to school, and so most of the time I was working nights, but I made sure that when I come home, you know, when you come home, you have to always go to sleep. And I always, on my platform, I tell people, there's no need for you to come and especially if you're a mother, you have to come. Your children have gone to school already. You come and you are working. You are trying to clean the house. You are trying, and by the time you realize the children are back from school, and then you suffer the same thing and you go back to work. When you come home and the children have already gone to school, take your time to sleep and make sure that you recuperate, because once you are having your sleep, at least your 7 to 9 hours sleep. I know mostly people say they can't have the 9 hours sleep, but once you have at least your 7 hours sleep, you gain your mind, you gain, you know, your recovery, your whole body reset once again. Yeah. So because of society, because of these days, what do I say is technology and things, we have no choice but to do shift pattern. But you have to make sure that when you come home, you sleep.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that. So what is happening in society today that has made poor sleep such a widespread health problem?
Okay. What is happening in society is that, as I said before, so there are so many modern society that has combined to make poor sleep increasingly common. First of all, technology has fundamentally changed our sleep habits, especially smartphones, social media, streaming services, you know, and constant connectivity encourage people to stay awake longer. While exposure to blue light from screens can delay, you know, the body production of the hormone we call melatonin, the hormone that helps regulate sleep. It causes it to delay. And so it regulates our sleep in such pattern that you need to really cause setting your sleep, at a stage in your own life. And thirdly, rising levels of stress, anxiety, and financial pressures also contribute to difficulty falling asleep, and especially staying awake. Mental health challenges and sleep problem also reinforce one another, creating a vicious cycle. In addition, lifestyle factors such as excessive caffeine, drinking of excessive caffeine, consumption of excessive caffeine, reduce physical activity, poor sleep routines, and increased urban noise. When we live in an urban area, the noise and light pollution can all disrupt our healthy sleep pattern. And finally, I would say many people underestimate the importance of sleep and wear sleep deprivation as a badge. I always say they think that sleep deprivation is something that they have to look forward for and honor, believing that sacrificing sleep is necessary for success. But the reality is that chronic sleep loss reduces performance. It reduces productivity. It reduces sleep loss and performance long-term health rather than enhancing them. And the last message I want to give is that poor sleep has become widespread because modern society often encourages behaviors and environment that work against our biological need for sleep. So that is why all these things in combination make sleep, worse.
I know, Mama, you mentioned caffeine, and I've come across a few people whereby they said caffeine is just what helped them. Some use caffeine to sleep.
Yeah.
And some said caffeine is always the best thing for them to keep awake. Because they want to do that. So does it mean, based on what you've just mentioned now, does it mean they're doing a damage to their system?
They are doing harm to their system. Drinking coffee, maybe research says 2 cups, 3 cups are okay. But there are some people, very strong caffeine, no milk, nothing, and they said, oh, I want to learn. So I want to take the caffeine so that I'll be able to learn. Even if you look at high blood pressure and palpitation, caffeine can cause that. So maybe doing one or once a while is okay, but consistently doing that can damage your heart, can give you even anxiety. It makes people very irritable, and sometimes they will not be able to even sleep at all.
What about energy drink? Because I've heard some people say energy drink is even worse than caffeine.
Energy drink is also not good at all. And I always preach this on my platform. It's not good. It can cause your heart rhythm, irregular heart rhythm.
Okay, thank you for that. So
You're
how
welcome.
many hours of sleep should adults aim to each night?
Okay.
And your sleep quality matters as much as sleep quantity.
Okay.
So we're looking at the quality of a sleep and the quantity, and how much sleep should an adult have?
Okay, we always say that as an adult, you should aim between 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night.
Okay.
Between 7 to 9, according to recommendation from sleep and public health experts. But however, sleep is not just about quantity. It is also about quality. I would say that someone may sleep 8 hours in bed, but still will wake up tired if their sleep is frequently interrupted. Okay, or if they are not getting enough deep RME, we call it REM sleep. That is REM sleep, which are essential for physical recovery, memory and learning, and emotional well-being. So therefore, the goal is not simply more sleep, but consistent, restorative sleep. So both sleep duration and sleep quality are equally important for maintaining good health, performance, and overall well-being. So it is not just how long you sleep, but how well you sleep, and that determines the health benefits.
Okay, that's good. So what happens to the brain and body when someone regularly gets insufficient or poor quality sleep?
Okay. When somebody regularly gets insufficient or poor quality sleep,
Yeah.
both the brain and the body are affected. In the short term, it can impair your concentration, your memory, your decision making, reaction time, and emotional regulation, leading to reduced productivity and a higher risk of accidents. But over time, chronic sleep deprivation can weaken the immune system and increase the risk of serious health conditions such as I said before, obesity, even diabetes, high blood pressure, heart diseases, depression, and anxiety. And even research, okay, when we go into research also suggests that long-term poor sleep may contribute to cognitive decline and increase the risk of dementia later in life. So in essence, I would say that sleep is when the body and brain repair, recovery, and resets. So without enough quality sleep, these essential processes become compromised. Poor sleep doesn't just make us tired. It affects how we think, how we feel, how we function, and our long-term health.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So what is the connection between poor sleep and mental health condition such as anxiety, stress, and depression?
Okay, so sleep and mental health are closely connected,
Okay.
and they influence each other in a two-way relationship. So poor sleep can increase your feeling of stress or anxiety, irritability, and low mood, while conditions such as anxiety and depression can make it harder to fall asleep or stay asleep. And during healthy sleep, the brain processes emotions and helps regulate stress responses. So when sleep is disrupted, I would say that people often become more emotionally reactive, less resilient to stress, and more vulnerable to mental health difficulties.
If someone is like, okay, I'm a daytime, you did mention that it doesn't really matter, but you must sleep. Like somebody, you use your own example that when the children were young, when they go to school, you will sleep. But what about somebody that, they are the kind of a night person, and now in the daytime, they cannot sleep? So does it mean when they can't sleep? And some people have come across some people, let me put it this way, that they can only sleep for 2 hours and they are okay.
Okay.
And now the recommendation is between 7 to 9 hours sleep. So and somebody is there now saying that, okay, I can only sleep for 2 hours and I'm okay.
Okay. Long term, it will affect them. They might think they are okay, but long term, as they do that for a long time, because research have said 7 to 9 hours. They said minimum, if you cannot sleep at all, 7 hours. So if you are, then you are short-changing yourself. And you might think that that's why some people, break down. They will go, and then they break down. And they will think that, sometimes, especially we spiritual, we think, somebody is doing me. Somebody is doing this. Somebody is causing this problem and that kind of thing. It is not about somebody doing you. It's about you yourself doing yourself for a long time. And because you have been doing that 2 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours, the long-term effects will come crashing on you.
Okay.
Yeah. And I've known people who have not slept for a while, who have ended up in mental hospital.
Okay, because you're a pastor too now, I'm asking it now. You know, some pastor, they do night vigil, they pray 6 hours, and they only sleep for few hours. So what advice do you want to give to such pastors now that, every time they just want to do, I don't know, maybe you've come across, but they say, oh, you need to get capacity, you need to get capacity, you need to pray, they say, get capacity, you need to pray 6 hours non-stop, you need to pray 10 hours non-stop. So what advice will you give to them as an advanced clinical practitioner?
Okay. Our practical advice I would give to people because sometimes
Because you're a pastor too, you know
I
that
know,
you say you're praying through the night, and in the morning, no more time to do anything. You just rush, go to work, come back home again, the same routine.
Okay, so what I would say is that if poor sleep is not tackled, and especially if we continue to, sometimes, and I think now it's getting better. About those of us who were believers years ago, I've been a believer since 90 something. The Bible says that my people perish for lack of knowledge. Okay, so people, they'll do all night, get up, and then the following day they'll do all night, and it's not about only all nights that God will answer your prayer. I always tell people, not sleeping, and we have to balance it, because if poor sleep is left untreated for years, the consequences can extend far beyond feeling just tired. Long-term sleep deprivation is associated with higher rates of heart diseases. That's why sometimes we see, if you bear me out, some pastors will be standing in their pulpit and they will collapse. Some people, yes, some people will, will go and go and go. They don't, even now, pastors in our ministry, we advise pastors to take some time off, some annual leaves. And when you go to America, we associate a lot with American preachers and things. They take time off because they have families and that kind of thing. We are not superhumans. If we don't take time, people will have depression, anxiety, and even your cognitive will decline. So it can affect even your relationship. That's why sometimes some pastors are breaking up with their wives. Some wives are breaking up with because of all these things which has been happening long. It is rooted, rooted because they get very irritable. Sometimes there are some pastors or there are some believers. Somebody says something just a little bit, they get angry. Because they are not sleeping, because their life is not going the right direction. There are so many things that are happening, and we need to dig deeper and advise ourselves. So I will tell my other pastors and my other friends that we have to balance. We have to balance things, because we are not super. Yeah, we know God can heal us, God can do so many things, but the Bible says that lack of knowledge will cause you to perish.
That's a good one. So another question I have, a lot of people sleep, they want to sleep.
Yeah.
But sleep is not coming. Like, say, for example, okay, now they've said to me, the Earth Organization, World Health Organization has advised that, to live a quality life, sleep 7 to 9 hours. Okay, now I want to change my habits now.
Yeah.
Then, now they lay down on their bed and they're there. They can't sleep. Sleep is not coming. So what can they do to help it?
Okay, there are so many things. Apart from, before I go to medication, there are so many practical things that we can do. First of all, you always have to go to bed having a cold bath, even warm bath or cold bath.
Okay.
Go to bed, your room should be tidy. Okay, your bed should not, some people's bed, there are so many things they cannot even sleep on it.
They put it like a storage.
And sorry, I'm telling you. So they advise us that make sure your bed is comfortable. Your bed is comfortable, and then your light should be dim. Your light, you should have some light, then a light that will attract some romance, some things. Secondly, thirdly, don't go to bed with your phones, with your screen. Don't watch television, watch the phone. It says, don't 1 hour before sleep, don't look at your phone. Don't look at the television.
Okay.
And all these things can help you to, and sometimes just lie in bed without forcing yourself to sleep. Sometimes you just lie there. As you are there, you never know when you fall asleep. Yeah. So just lie down. Make sure that you are just, think whatever you want to think about, good things. Sometimes put some music on.
Yeah.
There are some specific
Worship.
sounds, worship, or even there is a sound like water flowing. You get it even from YouTube, as if water is flowing. There's those things that helps people sleep. And then if after doing all these things, you have to see your GP, you have to see your doctor, and they can help you. It's not like they are giving you medication for the rest of your life. It can help. Even sometimes chamomile tea, there's tea called chamomile. You drink it, the chamomile, yeah? You drink it and it helps you to sleep.
Okay.
And then if all these things are not happening, see your GP for help.
Okay.
Because sometimes there's also underlying cause that sometimes stress. Sister, stress can, sometimes people will say, oh, I'm not thinking about anything. Sometimes the things that maybe you are going through, your child is going through, or maybe a financial problem, there's a lot of stress people are going through, and it will not cause you to sleep as well. So sometimes we have to go to the underlying cause.
That's a good one. Thank you, Mom. So how are smartphones, social media, streaming services, and modern technology affecting our sleep habits?
Okay. These are our smartphones, Modern technology has significantly changed our sleep habits.
Seriously,
smartphones, social media, streaming platforms, and other digital devices make it easier than ever to stay awake longer and remain constantly connected. One major issue is that the blue light, which is emitted by screens, can suppress something we call melatonin, the hormone that helps regulate our sleep, and causes you to wake up, the waking cycle, making it harder to fall asleep. In addition, engaging content, those of us who spend long hours on TikTok, engaging content, social media, notification, your phone, and endless scrolling can stimulate the brain and delay bedtime. Technology can also disrupt sleep through late night alerts and the pressure to remain available and connected at all times. As a result, many people are sleeping later, getting less sleep, and experiencing poorer sleep quality. So modern technology can be a major contributor to poor sleep when it extends screen time, delay bedtime, and disrupts the body's natural sleep rhythm.
Wow. So we have to master now that don't look at your screen before, because me, I will not lie.
At least 1 hour before sleep.
Is it
That is what research says.
Anyway, is that really possible? Because myself, personally, as I said, I'm going to be real. I can look at my phone now and pull it down, then I sleep, not 1 hour before.
Okay.
Maybe 2 minutes before I sleep.
Okay. Yes, you are saying, let's be real.
Yeah, of course, I'm real. And I don't sleep 7 hours.
Yes.
I don't that was I bring that question. I don't sleep 7 hours, I don't sleep 6 hours.
Okay.
So that's why I say, okay, this topic too, is not only the audience, going to help even the interviewer too. So
Yes.
to get
Yes.
enough sleep. So
My daughter,
mm,
and the husband, they were telling me last week that
mm,
they say they are doing some fasting,
okay.
and they have, the two of them have decided that they are not going to bring their phone in the room.
Wow.
So sometimes when the last week, she didn't come on prayer meeting. So I
Mm,
said, "Oh, Jamie, I wanted to call you, but he said, Mommy, even if you had called me, because my phone is away outside, and I'm in the bedroom, so I have to make sure that I wake up this thing, because this is what we are doing. Me and my husband, we have decided that we are not going to go into our room with phones.
mm,
So it is something that we have to decide.
me do my
Something,
mind.
especially, yes, especially if you know that you are, because that's what I said. I said sometimes the consequences doesn't happen now.
No.
Long term effect,
Mm,
as you continue sleep deprivation, sleep deprivation, sleep deprivation. So yes, all the time you might not be able to sleep. As we deprive ourselves with sleep
mm,
every time, as I've said,
it's a
the
lot. Mm,
the consequences might not be now. And
mm,
sometimes it's not like it's every day you have to sleep the 7 hours or this thing, but make sure that at least in a week you should have some of them, because
okay.
I sleep a lot. I sleep sometimes. I join my friends this thing, but immediately I do that when I'm off the following day, and
Mm,
I can lay in bed. I won't wake up. I can lay in bed and sleep. It's like today, I have a prayer meeting. I lead women's group. I'm a leaders group leader. There are pastor's wife and things on Thursday, every Thursday 5 a.m. So
mm,
every Wednesday evening I go to bed very early.
okay.
And my friends, I don't join their this, and they know. My friends on TikTok, they won't see me on Wednesday evenings, because because I have to wake up in the morning, and yeah. So it is something that you have to intentionally, you have to deal with, you have to do. You have to decide intentionally that yes, I might not be able to get the 7 hours, or as for the 9 hours, people, it's impossible sometimes. But me, I can sleep a lot. When I go to bed, I don't have problem with sleeping at all. I can sleep and sleep and sleep and sleep. And when it's ready for me to wake up and pray, I'll be able to wake up and pray. So we have to do it intentionally, and make
Mm,
sure that, yeah, and make sure that we are, yeah, even if what I'm saying, that yes, you are saying you are not get the 7 hours, or at least 6 hours.
yeah.
Let's say five times in the week, if you are able to sleep three times in 3 times out of the 5 days, it's okay.
So it doesn't. So the 7 or 9 hours sleep doesn't mean to be like the whole week.
It's supposed to be the whole week. That's what the research says. But I'm saying that in order for you, you are saying that you can't get the sleep
No, no,
at
no. Me,
all. So
I'm just saying that I'm not a sleep person that sleep longer. That's
longer, yes. So
yeah.
yeah,
And there
so
are some people as well that have that 4 hours, 3 hours. I have a friend. She said once she had a sleep 2, 3 hours sleep, she's done, and all her body is okay. And she's a
okay,
nurse.
okay, okay. Yeah, okay. I'm talking about evidence-based
Evidence
practice. Yeah,
based practice. Anyway.
yeah.
Yeah, I know sleep is very important. We need to start working. I've seen a lot of evidence, this issue of even affecting your quality of life, productivities, and all that stuff. So it's very good. But that phone, I'm going to work on it. But as a pastor, ma, if you have a member, a pastor, sometimes they used to receive call in the middle of the night, emergency.
Mhm,
They are
mhm.
like doctor too.
Yeah.
So in that case, what will you say? Because
Okay.
pastors have
So
put their phone by their side, and sometimes emergency come maybe from the
yeah,
member.
emergency. You are not Jesus. I'm telling you, you are not Jesus.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to train your members. Yeah, you have to ask, because some people are dependent on pastors. My
Yeah, that one.
husband always says it. Yes, sometimes you have to, but we have stopped being a pastor for almost over 40 years. My husband has stopped doing that.
Mm.
When he's sleeping, he sleep. That's what he always tell church members. Listen, there is no prayer a pastor can pray for you that Jesus cannot do it for you.
Exactly.
That's why God is even quicker than
Mm.
calling your so constantly we have been engaging our members.
Mm.
So it's very even hard when we're in Ghana. Yes, when our Ghana churches, but even themselves, they realize that Jesus is nearer to you. The Holy Ghost is nearer to you than your
And
pastor.
your pastor, yes.
Yes. So because we are not Jesus, the Holy Spirit will help you. So
Mm.
if anything, you can ask the Holy Spirit to help you. And then when you have the pastor is in time, I'm not saying that the pastor might not, but 12 midnight, 1 a.m. No,
Ah.
we will not answer that call.
We've received that call before many times.
Yes,
And I've
but
seen
you
my
have to.
husband many times.
Yes, so you
And
have to.
I've come across some persons to whereby they've received that. Even friends. I remember one time, even this time I'm not even married, I was still a single person. I
Mhm.
remember a friend of mine, she traveled to the US. And
Yeah.
because the time different.
Yes.
So once it's 1 a.m., she will call me so that we
Okay.
can be gisting. And I said,
Yeah.
the next time you are going, just book my own ticket too.
So that we go together.
And that's another thing, adjust for people to adjust to time
Yes,
frame.
differences. Yeah.
Exactly. That's another one because
Mhm.
it affects so many people. Anyway,
Yes.
it doesn't affect me. If I'm in America today, I adjust with their timing. If I'm
Yes.
in Australia today, I'm adjust with their timing.
Yes. So first few days, yes, you when I'm in America, I see myself waking up too early or
Mm.
staying too early. Yeah. So yeah, but after 2 days or so, it goes to normal. I just
Yeah.
adjust
Me, I adjust immediately.
immediately. Mhm.
Immediately I
Yeah.
land, I adjust to this. I
You
adjust to
adjust.
the
Yeah.
timing of the country I'm in. Okay, what are the warning signs? I know we've mentioned
Mhm.
a lot of things, obesity,
Mhm.
cognitive issues and all that. So what
Mhm.
are other warning signs that poor sleep is becoming a serious health concern that people should
Yeah.
not ignore?
Okay. So what I would say is that there are some warning signs that poor sleep
Mm,
is becoming a serious health concern
mm.
and include persistent daytime fatigue.
Okay.
Daytime fatigue. You are slept and you wake up and you are still fatigued. Difficulty concentrating.
Mm.
So, fatigue is different from tiredness. Fatigue is when it's more than tiredness. You are fatigued all the time. You are tired more than tiredness.
Mm.
Or difficulty concentrating. Sometimes memory problem. You cannot remember
Mm.
things. Brain fog. Okay. Irritability. You are
Mm.
always irritable. Mood changes. And relying heavily on caffeine to get
Oh.
through the day. That is,
Mm.
people should also be concerned if they regularly struggle to fall asleep,
Mm.
wake up frequently during the night, wake up feeling unrefreshed despite adequate time in bed, or experience excessive daytime sleepiness.
Mm.
Daytime, they are dozing off, and that affects work, school, or driving. And
Mm.
other important signs also include loud snoring,
Oh dear.
gasping, or choking during sleep, and
Mm.
pauses. We call it sleep apnea. Okay, sleep apnea. Don't ignore it because it physically affect you, and then mentally your well-being will be affected. So don't ignore and seek professional advice when these things are happening.
Mm. But with the loud snoring, how will somebody know that they are snoring if nobody is
Oh,
telling them that you snore?
yes, somebody will tell you because you might not know that you are snoring. But
Yeah, that's what I'm
sometimes
saying.
you are with friends or you are with I remember I never knew I snore until until when I'm pregnant and I'm tired, I snore. And my husband would tell me, "Oh, I knew you are snoring." I would say, "No, no, no. I mean, I don't snore." So I realized that anytime I'm pregnant and my tummy comes up, when I
Mm,
lie down, yes, I snore. And immediately I have my baby. So definitely somebody will tell you.
okay.
Somebody will tell you.
The
Mhm.
person. Okay.
Especially when poor sleep starts affecting your daily functioning,
Mm,
especially your mood, your health, or safety. It is no longer just inconvenience; it is health issue, and it deserves attention. It deserves for you to seek attention.
okay. So if the person having all this memory problem, brain fog, fatigue, loud snoring, and so on and so forth.
Mhm.
So what if they go to the GP and the GP said to them, okay, you need to be taking medication? Is that not going to
Mhm.
be harmful for them, whereby the cause of those stuff is due to poor sleep?
Okay, so when you go, the doctor will not just give you medication. They
Mm-hmm.
will have to assess you. They have to ask you questions.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we always say that don't self-medicate. You need to see a specialist. You need to see a professional somebody before a prescription is made. Even I am a prescriber. We have been taught that assessment is key. And assessment is asking questions first of all. Before you come to a diagnosis, you have to ask questions. You have to make sure that you are speaking to the person. The person will answer you, ask
Mm-hmm.
different questions, and then before the doctor will be able to prescribe, because they will not give you medication straight away. If you have realized, people come to hospital, even they say, "Oh, can you give me some sleeping tablet?" They will never give you that. They will never. And people will complain and said, "I can't sleep," and doctor is not. They want to explore the things that are causing you to have the poor sleep, rather
Mm-hmm.
than just giving you all the pills and that kind of thing. Yeah. If at the end of everything they realize that the sleeping tablet will help you, then they will give it to you.
Okay. I was about to ask that, boy. That's fine. Thank you, ma.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
if poor sleep is left untreated for years, what
Mhm.
could be the long-term consequence for an individual health, relationship, and quality of life? Do you want to throw more light into it? I know you've said quite
Mhm.
a few stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if poor sleep is left untreated for
Mm-hmm.
years, there
Mm-hmm.
are so many consequences, and it can extend beyond, all the things that I've said.
Yeah,
Especially, you will
mentality.
have the risk of heart disease.
Mm.
There will be risk of heart disease. There will be high blood pressure. There will be diabetes, obesity,
Mm.
depression, anxiety and cognitive decline. And it can also affect relationship by increasing you being irritable, mood swing, emotional reactiveness, and reduce personal ability to communicate. In
Mm.
terms of quality of life, chronic poor sleep can reduce productivity. It
Mm.
will impair your performance at work or school, and it can increase the risk of accidents and even limit overall physical and emotional well-being. So it's very, very important that we look at this. What we are talking about is not just mere listen, it's a very, very important thing that the long-term impact of poor sleep is not just medical. It can be, or it can affect how we think, how we work or relate to others, and how we enjoy life also. Very
Mm.
important.
Mm. What about ladies? Let's say some ladies now in their 50s. I know some people start getting to menopause in their
Mm-hmm.
40, 50, 60s,
Mm-hmm.
and they start having all these symptoms you're saying, and
Yeah.
it's linked to menopause. So, how
Mm-hmm.
can they differentiate that? Okay, I'm going through my menopause or premenopause, than using it as a poor sleep issue?
Okay. So we know as women, we
Mm-hmm.
have estrogen, progesterone, we have hormones.
Yeah.
And as we grow older, these things decline.
Mm-hmm.
And it affects so many things. It
Okay.
affects. So that is why when you are going through issues, you have to speak to somebody.
Okay.
You have to speak to somebody. And by a professional talking to you, will know that this thing is more of menopause than any other thing. This thing is more of thyroid issue. Even some of the things that I've mentioned, when
Mm.
people are having thyroid issues,
Yeah.
they also experience. So
Mm.
it's up to your medical practitioner to look into all these things to make sure, because whilst menopause, we know that during menopause, all the hormones decline.
Yeah.
Okay, everything, your skin, your hair becomes so thin because estrogen has gone down, your skin dry, your everything
Mm.
is affected. You are not able to sleep. There are some people, even when they go to bed, they are crying. I'm telling you, people go through a whole of menopause is not easy, but
Mm-mm.
a good doctor or a good medical personnel will be able to know and associate and differentiate, especially when they ask you the right questions.
Mm.
Yeah, and then give you the support you need.
That's a good one. So, if our viewers could make just one change to improve their sleep and
Mhm.
protect their health, what would you recommend?
Okay, so one advice I will give to our viewers
Mm-hmm.
is that sleep is non-negotiable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's non-negotiable investment in your health, not as time that you can sacrifice.
Mm.
We have to prioritize work, we have to prioritize social commitments and screen time. Yet sleep is the foundation that supports our physical health, that
Mm.
supports our mental health,
Mm.
that supports our productivity and relationships. So what I can say is that no medication, no supplements or productivity strategy can fully replace the benefits of consistently good sleep.
Mm.
So people should make it their priority to say, if you are struggling with sleep, don't ignore it or assume it is normal. Don't assume it is normal. Start
Mm.
with small, sustainable changes
Mm.
and seek profit. All the changes we have spoken about, going to bed early, not taking your phone, making your bed, this thing, bathing, taking chamomile tea, all those things. If all these things are not helping, seek professional help
Mm.
if problems persist.
Mm.
Improving your sleep may be one of the most powerful things you can do for your health. That's all I want to tell our this thing. Remember, every day begins the night before.
Mm.
Every day begins the night before.
Mm.
So the quality of your sleep shapes the quality of your life.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mama. Thank you so much. So, to our viewers, poor sleep may seem harmless, but as we have heard today, the effect can reach far beyond simply feeling tired. It
Mhm,
can impact our physical health, mental well-being, relationship, and overall quality of life. Thank
mhm.
you, Ma, for sharing your expert and practice advice with us today. To everyone watching, if this conversation has been helpful, please subscribe to our channel, share with your family, and make sure you comment. And do not forget to turn on your notification. So, to my wonderful guest, one more time, thank you so much for coming to share your knowledge again. I'm so, so, so grateful. Thank you, Ma.
You're
And
welcome.
that's from us today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.